Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be answering your questions because it is a Q&A. I did ask you guys on my social media to ask me questions, and thank you to those of you who did. If you are not following me on my social media, it is in the description box below, so make sure you do check that out. And let's just get started. Number 1. Why are you doing YouTube? This was the most asked question. My inbox was popping with this one, okay? I am doing YouTube because I love to give advice. I know I don't have a PhD. I am not a licensed therapist or anything like that. But I just feel like my advice is positive. And sometimes, like, I know my advice may be, you know, it may work for you and it may not work for you. And that's perfectly okay. But as long as, like, someone can, like, you know, hear some positive advice in this negative world, I think, you know, it's worth a shot. Plus, I think YouTube is a great platform for me to do so, and I would, you know, I'm loving it. So that is why I'm doing YouTube, to help others and to give advice. Because I know sometimes out there, like, someone out there may not have family or friends, so, you know, they kind of look on the internet for advice, and that is what I am here for. Plus, sometimes if you do have family and friends, like, you may not want to take their advice because, you know, you're afraid, oh my gosh, like, they're going to tell me again, they don't want to hear it, blah, blah, and, you know, that is why I'm here. So if you ever need any advice on really anything, just, you know, hit me up on my social media and I will be sure to answer it. Number 2, most craziest thing you've done. I'm crazy, so most craziest thing I've done a lot of crazy things. It would probably have to be when I was in the 7th grade, well, like a week or two before school started. I got my very first pink flip phone from Alltel, which was, I think, bought out by Verizon. I got my pink flip phone and I was just loving it. I had limited texting, so me being me, I went over my texting limit. I think I had like 1,000 text messages, and I just went over and over and over. So my phone bill came back. My parents were furious because it was over $1,000. It was like 1,000 some dollars and some change, and I was just like, I am wearing my PJs, by the way. Okay, anyways, so yeah, so I went over, and mind you, I was like the first one out of my friends to have like a cell phone. So you could be like, Mary, who are you talking to? Like, who are you texting all this time? I was texting acquaintances and boys, okay? Boys are bad. Stay away. And I went over my limit and whatever because I thought, like, in my right mind, I thought that, like, the phone company is gonna send me a text message letting me know, like, hey, you're about to go over, you know, 3 more text messages, 5 more text messages, and your limit is over or whatever. No, that's when I realized phone companies are money hungry, okay? And I was just so, like, scared because I was like, oh my gosh, like, now, like, my phone's gonna go away, I'm not gonna have a phone, which I was right because my phone was turned off, I believe, for like 2 months. I didn't have a phone and whatever, and now I have unlimited texting. Does anybody text me? No, but that's okay because guess what? More for me. Number 3. Why do you say like a lot? I say like a lot because like for me is basically like a transition. It's kind of like a bridge. So you can be like, you know, walking, bridge, and then continue to walk. That's what my like is basically. Like for me is basically when I'm thinking of what I'm going to say next. Unless I'm like comparing something to something, like, oh, this highlighter is bright like the sun or something like that. I don't even know if that made any sense. But yeah, so basically whenever I say like, I'm like thinking of what I'm going to say next. I know it is annoying. I know, bear with me. I am trying to not say like as much as I do, but yes. Number 4, something that gets you mad / annoyed. I really am not the type of person to get mad at ever, honestly, because how I see it is like this. If I get mad at 5:56 p.m. and God forbid, I die at 5:57 p.m., I died my last minute / 30 seconds or whatever, you know, mad. Like, why do I need to be mad? Like, why did I have to be mad, you know, before I die, basically? That's not something, I don't want to go out like that ever, so I just tend not to be mad. It's just not in me to get mad. But when I do get mad, I get, like, pissed off. I start, like, it'll be your last day, not mine. Something that gets me annoyed, like I said, I really don't like to get annoyed either, but something that does get me annoyed is when you wake me up from sleep. Sleep is a beautiful thing, okay? Sleep is something you need in life, alright? Sleep is beautiful, and if you ever wake me up from sleep, chances are I will probably, like, punch you or something, because sleep to me is just, oh my god, I love it. That is something so annoying. I don't like when people wake me up for no reason, unless there's like a burglar or freaking the house is on fire. That's the only time you can really wake me up, okay? Other than that, leave me the heck alone. Number 5, how are you so confident? I just don't care what other people think about me, because everyone's always going to have their opinion about me. Do y'all like my shirt, by the way? Okay, it's like a belly shirt, but you ain't gonna see that. What was I saying? How are you so confident? Oh, I just don't care what other people think about me. Like, everyone is always going to have their opinion, and I'm not about to live up to everyone's opinion, you know? I'm about to live up to just me. So, honestly, I just think, you know, that's just me. So, that is how I am so confident. I just don't care what other people think. Number 6, favorite season. Favorite season would have to be fall, because I love to wear scarves and boots. Oh my god, I cannot wait to wear boots. I know you can wear them in the winter, but I just don't like to do anything in the winter because it's cold and I'm a freeze baby and we don't get along. But I do love the winter though, because snow is like really beautiful, and I don't know, that's just something I like. Number 7, type of guy you want / what do you look for? Oh boy, okay. What type of guy do I want? I want a guy that listens, type of guy that's trustworthy, confident, is responsible. I want a guy that listens and is funny, and just, I don't know, just like overall like a good guy, like not faking it to be a good guy, not anything like that, just a genuine good guy. What do I look for? I look for someone, you know, I want him to be tall so I can climb him like a tree. But, well, that'd be cute. Like, I'd be like a little squirrel, and he'd be like, okay, anyways, way too much imagination there. What do I look for? I don't know. I just look for someone that's definitely like I don't want to say a guy to like burst my bubble, but like sometimes I live in like this fairy tale fantasy world, and I feel like I need a guy to kind of bring me down just a little bit, you know? You know, I mean, of course, treats me like a princess, but, like, you know, just to calm me down a little bit sometimes. Not always, just sometimes. Number 8, longest relationship. Okay, I have never been in a legit relationship. I have never been in a serious relationship. I have never been in a relationship where, you know, we hang out with each other's families, where we, you know, go out, where we stay in, or just whatever. Like, I've never been in that kind of relationship to where, like, I saw forever with this person. I have always been infatuated with people, and I've just loved the idea of someone being there. Not necessarily, I've never loved the person that was there in that moment. I've never been in love to where I was like, you can take this B-card, boy. I've never been in that position, and I don't know, it's just, that's how I see it. So, longest relationship, I think it was probably, like, a year, maybe, or, like, 2, but, like, it was, like, on and off. Like, we weren't talking, and then we were talking, but we never made it official. So, and I've always considered myself to be, like, the halfway girlfriend. If you guys are wondering, Mary, what the hell does that even mean? I'm gonna tell y'all, okay? The halfway girlfriend means I've always been the girl the guy liked, but never enough to make her a girlfriend. I've always been, I mean, I have been a girlfriend before, but it was just, I always felt like when I was the girlfriend, that it was just always like, oh, like, I was one of the guys or something. I ain't a guy, though, trust me, but, I just never felt like a girlfriend. Like, I was never treated like a girlfriend, basically. And I feel like that is really what messes me up and whatever. But anyways, longest relationship, probably like a year. It was like on and off or whatever. But, yeah, that's okay. Next, number 9, biggest fear, death. I hate it. I will cry. I just don't like it. Okay, number 10. Do you see yourself getting married? Yes, yes, and yes. I have been planning my wedding, y'all, since I was 4 years old. Yes. It went from pink to blue to baby blue to zebra to leopard, like this. And I don't know, like, I've just been always, like, I legit thought about becoming a wedding planner just to, like, you know, manage my own wedding, I guess. I really don't know. But yes, I have always wanted to get married. I do see myself getting married. I'm not the girlfriend, like, I'm not the forever girlfriend. I'm like the wifey type. So, you know, put a ring on it right here. My fingers look like sausages. Why? Like hot dogs or something. Okay, anyways, but yeah, but I do see myself getting married. Number 11, how many kids do you want? Brace yourself, prepare yourself, take a deep breath in and out, because be prepared for this answer. I do want 6 children. I do want 3 boys and 3 girls. For those of you that may have kids and you're like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about, like 1 is enough, like 2 is just pushing it. I've always wanted a big family. I've always wanted, you know, so many kids, and I think the world, you know, I just want to plant, well, I'm not planting my seed, but like, you know, like, I do want plenty of kids. So, I mean, 6 is a magic number. I'll be okay with 4, but I'll make it 6, don't worry. Without cheating, by the way. But anyways, number 12, how long do you see yourself doing YouTube? I see myself doing YouTube forever if I can. I love YouTube. I love giving advice. I love doing these videos for you guys. Like I said, I think it's just a great platform for me, because I can only give so much advice to the people that I know, that I'm close with, but I just feel like I want to, you know, make it bigger, and I want to give my advice to the world. Again, my advice may work for you and it may not work for you. You may not like my advice. You may be like, no, like, I'm not doing that. But someone out there hopefully will listen and take it. You know what I'm saying? So, how long do I see myself doing YouTube? As long as I possibly can, forever. If I honestly really pray that it is forever. Number 13, insecurities and how did you overcome them? As you guys know, in my insecurity video, I said my biggest insecurity was my nose. I always felt like my head was just a big nose. Looking back at it now, I have a pretty small nose. And I actually get compliments on my nose. Like, I've always gotten compliments on my nose, but I just feel like you always fill your head up with stuff, like, especially negative things, and I feel like it's so easy to be so negative. So I feel like for me, I was just like, oh, it's my nose, like, oh, it's my nose. Every time I look in a picture, I'll be like, damn, like, my nose, like, I should have angled it this way and this way and this way, and the lighting and whatever, but whatever, I'm over it. How did I get over them? I just didn't care. I didn't care what people thought. I didn't care what I thought, actually. I was like, you know what? Like, whoever's gonna love me is gonna love me for myself. Whether my head is a nose, whether, you know, whatever it is, like, that is, like, true love right there. But, that was, like, honestly my only insecurity. My other insecurity, actually, that some of you may not know, was this right here, okay? I used to wear, like, push-up bras to the point where, like, the bra itself would just, like, be, like, popping up here, and then I went from that to wearing, like, a normal bra, and then I wore a sports bra over it, and I was like, you know what, like, man, like, I wanted to get, like, surgery and everything, but then I realized, like, I was like, God made me this way for a reason. God made me, you know, the way He did, and why would I want to change that about myself? Like, that's something so precious that I didn't want to, you know, and plus, we all know I ain't about to get surgery over here. Okay, so just stop. We know that's a big lie. So, so for me, I was like, you know, it is what it is, you know, that's another reason why I want 6 kids, because once you have one, it's like, and then, just imagine. But anyways, that's how I got over my insecurities, is I just didn't care anymore. I was like, why do I keep, you know, recognizing the negative instead of the positive? So I started recognizing the positive, and I am this hot mess today. Number 14, where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years. Okay, in 5 years, I see myself married with 2 children, and a house and a car with my husband. That's honestly where I see myself in 5 years. That is the goal. okay, that we're aiming for. But, you know, as of now, I ain't even talking to anyone, so I don't even know how that is possible. But it's okay. It's okay. Everything works out in the end. Don't worry. But yeah, so that is the plan for 5 years, and I will still be on YouTube, hopefully. Number 15, would you ever read a book about yourself? Yes, 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 and yes. I absolutely, like, I hate spoilers, like, in TV and in wrestling, but when it comes to my life, I want to know what the hell's going to happen. I want to know when I'm going to meet Justin Bieber. I want to know when we're going to get married. I just want to know everything, okay? I would love to read a book about myself, like, about my life. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Number 16, if you were stuck on an island, which 2 things would you bring? I would probably bring my best friend because I need company, and probably hair ties, because if I'm on an island, it gets hot, so my hair is about to look like a lion, and, you know, I ain't trying to, you know, look like a lion on an island, so probably my best friend and hair ties. Number 17, what advice would you give yourself? Advice I would give my 16-year-old self would probably be not to be so naive and not to be so wrapped up in boys, because y'all will never believe this. I used to be so obsessed with boys. Okay, I mean, well, I still am, but, like, people thought I was, like, this crazy chick, okay? They thought I was, like, psychotic. They called me, like, the obsessed girl, okay? And that ain't true, but, I used to be so obsessed with boys. I used to, you know, just be so wrapped up into them. Like, I was 16 trying to find my soulmate. Like, 16. Come on now. Like, I know that does happen, like, once in a great while, and I thought it was going to happen to me, but I should have known. I have bad luck. That ain't going to happen. But, but yeah, so, not to be naive and not to worry about boys, because boys will come and go. Just to really focus on yourself and to love yourself. That is something that I definitely would. And know your worth. That is something I would give my 16-year-old self. Damn. If only I was 16 again. Number 18, favorite princess, or favorite Disney princess, Jasmine. Princess Jasmine will always be my favorite princess. Yeah. And plus, I used to get called her, and my best friend's name is Jasmine, so, you know, it works out. Number 19, describe yourself in 3 words. Oh boy. Probably optimistic, positive, and I want to say outgoing, but I want to say, like, a big heart, because I am very nice. Like, I'm really nice, but to a point, though. Like, don't think, like, when I say I'm nice, oh, like, oh, I'm so duper duper nice. I mean, I am, but if I feel like you're being fake with me, if I feel like, you know, you're just mean and stuff, like, I'm not going to be nice. Like, what you give to me is what I give back to you. So if you give me mean, I'm going to give you twice as mean. If you give me nice, I will give you, you know, my hoodie or something. So yeah. Number 20, most embarrassing moment. My life is embarrassing, okay? Most embarrassing moment would probably have to be when I was in 11th grade. It was 7th period science class, and I had just gotten done with lunch. And I had just gotten my period that day. Might be a little TMI for you guys, but just bear with me. And I was walking to class, or I was in class already with my ex-best friend there, and I was sitting down, I was like, oh, yo, my side hurts, or whatever, and she was like, well, what could it be? And I was like, I really don't know, like, she's like, well, do you have to use the bathroom? And I was like, no, I don't have to go poop. And then she was like, oh, okay. She's like, well, what else could it be? And I was like, well, it's like, I got my period today. She's like, oh, you have cramps. And this was, like, my first time ever, like, I got my period back in, like, 2007, like, my very first one, okay? And I never knew what cramps were. I just thought, like, it was just a bad thing. So, what ended up happening was this. She told me what cramps were, she explained it to me, whatever, and I was like, yo, I have cramps, man! And I'm the type of person, like, if I learn a new word, I'm gonna use it in, like, every sentence. Even if it makes no sense, I'm still gonna do it. So, I was sitting there, we were working together on this paper, and we probably got, like, halfway, like, on here, not on here, but like, you know, on the paper. And I was like, yo, my cramps really hurt so bad. And I never knew how loud I can possibly get. Okay, pay attention. So I was like, yo, my cramps hurt. I have really bad cramps. Oh my gosh, like my cramps, my cramps, my cramps, my cramps. I kept going on and on and on and on. So I was like leaning back in the desk. So like my head was like looking up, and then like my back, you know, was like on the back of the desk thing. And I like looked down, and everybody in the room was just like dead staring at me. And then I looked down, like when I looked at them, they all started laughing. And my teacher was like, we don't have to hear about your cramps. And I was like I didn't know like I was that loud, because everyone was working together. So like, you know how when people work together, like you never really know like the volume. Well, apparently everybody heard about my cramps, and you know, people were asking me like what kind of chocolates I like, and I was like, just shut up, we don't need none of this talk anymore. Needless to say, like everybody knew it was that time of the month, and you know, hey. But then again, I'm the type of person, like if I have to use the bathroom, or you know, whatever, I'm like, I'll be like, I have to pee or something. Like if I have to go, I have to go. Like that's the only thing on my mind. So yeah, okay, that was really embarrassing. Number 21, favorite WWE match. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I am obsessed. I am in love with WWE. I love wrestling, and I am a I am a die-hard fan of wrestling. So I don't necessarily have a favorite match, because I love all the matches. Even if I'm not really interested in who's wrestling at that time, like I will still watch it because it's wrestling. I love the action, power things. I love everything about it. I do love the wrestlers and everything they put into it. But as for my favorite match, I really don't know, because I have like a bunch of favorite matches that, you know, I liked it back in the day, like the Attitude Era, when like stuff just went down, okay? But again, like I said, I don't necessarily have like one favorite match, but I will watch it all over and over and over again. Number 22, what's your sign? I am an Aries, and I believe that's a fire sign, so, you know, I can burn you, you know. I really don't know what I'm doing now. Okay, number 23, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Probably nothing, because I've learned to love myself and to know my worth, and I just think, you know, God made me the way I am, so why would I need to change anything, you know? Like, I wouldn't change anything. Number 24, scariest thing to happen to you. Okay, scariest thing to happen to me was, there's a few, but the one that really stands out to me was when I was between the ages of, I believe, like 6 and 12. I really don't know, but I know it was in that age range. I went to Target, and I went to go get a cart. And you know how people like stand on the cart, like they hold like the handlebar here, like their foot is on the metal part? Well, that's what I did. And I was just standing. I wasn't even riding it or anything like that. I was just standing like this, and the next thing I know, the bike just like flips over, and it lands like right here. For us ladies, it's where your bra is, like right here. You know that saying like, oh, I got the wind knocked out of me? No, like I kid you not, that's really what happened. I was not breathing. My head had hit the carpeted area at Target, but the rest of my body hit the floor, like the tile or whatever. And I just remember like laying there. I was like really knocked out for, it felt like, I kid you not, it felt like 45 minutes. It was probably like a minute or like a minute and a half. I got knocked out, like the wind knocked me out or whatever. So my mom, I don't remember this, but like I kind of do. My mom came up, she threw the cart, she picked up the cart with like one hand and she threw it to electronics, okay? Like, I don't know where this cart landed, but she like threw it, okay? And then she picked me up, and then I started walking to like this silver bench, or like this gray bench that they had, and I like sat there, and I could see like the colors like of the store, like I could see the store, but it was blurry, but I could still see color. So I was sitting there and I was holding like my chest. I didn't hit puberty yet. I mean, it still don't look like I hit puberty, but I did. But I was like holding my chest like this and like my stomach. So I was like this, like on the bench, and I was just like holding myself like this, and I like could not breathe. And I think I was scared to breathe, because I thought like if I started to breathe, it would be my last breath. And it was so terrifying. Like my mom was like about to cry. it was just so bad. So I was holding myself like this, and I just remember, like, I was holding myself like this, and I just did not want to breathe. And I kept, like, looking this way, like, I was just like this. And my mom's like, she didn't shake me, but she was just like, are you okay? Like, can you see me? Can you hear me? Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. So then when I started to hear, I heard her yell at my dad to go get me an icy, a blue raspberry icy, by the way, which I did get. And, so he got me that, and then, like, my mom was, like, with me. And then, like, I took a deep breath, and I was like, you know what, if this is going to be my last breath, like, so be it. So I took a deep breath, and then, like, I started to breathe. And then, you know, I started to, you know, breathe in and out, and everything kind of became clear again. I kid you not, I think that was probably, like, the most scariest day of my life. Like, I legit almost died, and it was so weird because in that moment, like, I was like, I didn't even get married yet. Like, that's the only thing. That's how obsessive, you know, I am when I get married, okay? Or about marriage. I was like, this is it for me, this is it for me, this is it for me. But then, like, I started to breathe, and I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like, holy crap, like, oh my goodness. But thankfully, I am okay. I don't know, like, really what happened that day. Like, that's all, honestly, I remember, except I got the icy, and we just left. Like, I didn't even get anything. But yeah, it was definitely scary, and from that, like, ever since that day, I've been terrified to, like, push the cart. So I will push the cart from the opposite end, you know. I'll like drag it this way from behind me, or if I do, like, if I do touch the cart, like the handles, I won't, like, put, like, my foot on the metal part of the thing. It's just terrifying. Okay. Last question: favorite comedy. Number 25. My favorite, like, comedian would probably be Mr. Bean, because I feel like his luck is like my luck, and it's bad luck. So I just feel like we can relate on so many different levels. Although I did have to sleep with a nightlight, because I always thought, like, I was always, like, scared of him, to, like, for him to just, like, pop up or whatever. So that is definitely something, but I got over it. I don't sleep with a night light anymore. But yeah, like, TV comedy, if you're asking, I do love The Middle, because I can relate, because Sue had her braces on for, like, what, 6 years, and I had mine on for, like, 5. Girl, we can go way back, okay? But yeah, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. Thank you to those who did ask me questions. I hope I answered your questions, you know, what you wanted to hear, basically, and whatnot. Make sure you are following my social media, because, you know, just follow me on there, and I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Bye!